Bum, 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 bum. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. This is your host of Behind the Curtain, none other than A to the D, with my guy.
What's good? It's your boy WooKid 36. Don't forget 36. You get missed.
Yes, sir. And we are off. Let's start it off. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all around the world, we're going to give you our throwback player.
Find Wilkins, look out. Dominique Wilkins, the human highlight film. They called him at the University of Georgia. There's a good look at the young man.
He almost ripped the glass apart on that one.
Dominique Wilkins.
That's not a bad for a dunk.
It's a 3-on-2. Dominique. Wilkins. Oh! Showtime.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Wilkins. Dominique Wilkins. Dominique. It's going to be a show.
I was doing that jump in high school. 10th grade.
Dominique. Good luck. Puts it up on the board.
The Hawks Webb and Wilkins in front of him. There's two great athletes. Hawks on the break. Wilkins glides, scores, and he's fouled. Seconds to shoot. Wilkins. There he is on the board. Wow. Charles going to battle him. Ooh, Wilkins, that head fake, and then he stepped in. And then he goes about 19 feet in the air.
He's so good in his reverse spin move. And then he hesitates as he comes out of the move.
And rebounded by Danny. Here's a lead pass from Matthews to Dominique for the jam.
For Dominique Wilkins to do a one-on-one move against his younger brother. Gerald with the good defense, but Dominique. Antoinette with a 3-1 opportunity. Knocked away by Dominique. Look out, ladies and gentlemen, because it's showtime. Final seconds tick away. Dominique working against his younger brother, and he gets the roll. And a timeout call by Lapp. Wilkins. Yes. Oh, beautiful fake. Dominique Wilkins. Yes. And Dominique is on fire.
What's going?
Dominique, it's a 3. It's a duel.
Sticking like glue to Dominique Wilkins. 3 pumps off the glass. He's got it. Dominique Wilkins is the all-time Hawks franchise.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a cold cat. None other than Dominique, the human highlight Wilkins. Played from 82 to 99. 5 teams, 9-time NBA All-Star, All-NBA first team, 4-time All-NBA second team, 2-time All-NBA third team, All-NBA rookie team, NBA scoring champ, 2-time slam dunk champ. On the NBA 75th anniversary team, he averaged almost 25 points a game, 26,000 points for his career, 6 rebounds a game, 7,000 rebounds. Then finally assists, almost 3 assists a game with 2,677. Let's give it up for none other than the human highlight film himself, Dominique Slam Dunk Wilkins.
The guy.
That's it?
Like, I mean, I used to like watching him. The only thing that used to kill me was because his jump shot looked crazy because he used to jump and shoot. And he used to shoot at the top of his arch. I'm like, how's he hitting this shit? But he used to hit that jump where his little leg used to kick. But his jump shot was weird looking for me, but he used to hit. I think he was a very underrated shooter. He's a better shooter than people give him credit for. I think people remember him, because he does highlights. He's a dunker. To me, he was just an all-around scorer, though. He can score, Great offensive scorer. Defense, and he could play, what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was lacking it. It wasn't his greatest attribute. But scoring, man, you couldn't tell me nothing about Neek. Straight highlight, super athletic. I liked him when he went to Boston too. He still had a little bit of game left in him.
Yeah, he did.
I like seeing him in that color, but his greatest years was in Atlanta, of course, you know. But Neek was the man.
He was. What I find crazy is why does he not get mentioned with MJ as one of the duels? You know what I'm saying? Like a battling duo. He never gets that name. Never comes up, which it should come up a lot more than what it does.
Yeah, because remember when I be trying to ask GPS name new people,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And you start naming people like Dominique. Well, he's not a shooting guard, but they played against each other. They win against each other. They guarded each other. You know what I'm saying? They battled against each other. But guess he's not 6'2", so it doesn't count.
That's what I was saying. Like, to me, when we were growing up, it was the battle that you wanted to see between the best, quote-unquote, superstars at that time. And they would go at each other. And whether you were a power forward, small forward, it didn't matter. You wanted to battle against that person because that's the person that everybody says you needed to go up against. And so seeing Dominique and Jordan battle, to me, growing up was a good thing. He also had a couple duos with Bird as well. Duels with Bird as well. And I think one of them was in the playoff game. I think he went for like 40 something. It was 40. I think I want to say 60. It was some crazy number. So it wasn't 40. It was like 60 in the playoff game. So to me, Dominique was kind of like the Vince Carter of his time, only because of the dunks that he was doing. He was throwing them dunks down with power, and he was doing them joints in game. So to me, Dominique was all around hooper. Like you said, defense wasn't the greatest, but that offense, it was nothing on offense he couldn't do. And I kind of wish like he would have been able to play in now times only to be able to see him shoot 3-pointers. But like you said, that jump shot, he would have had to work on it because I don't think that would work from the 3-point line consistently. Mm-hmm. But overall, Dominique is the man. So I got to give him his props and give him his flowers. All right, man.
Let's get smooth his cuts too, boy.
Man, you know what?
Girl, he was clean.
I'm glad you brought that up. Because I want to say he was on a couple boxes for the Duke Wave kit. It was one of them boxes he was on. He was on one of them. Maybe. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. It was one of I think it was Duke. If it wasn't Duke, it was the other one. The little Wave kit. He was on the front of the
Wave something. He was on something.
No, that flat top stayed on point. I give him one for that. All right, man. So is the Knicks and 76ers the best first round matchup out of all of them?
It's the most exciting. I'll put it that way. So yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it has been. And that's like I've been watching these games because they've been exciting. They've been pretty much down the wire. I think it's been very good basketball play. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From the start, the stars are stepping up. You got your role players very much stepping up too. Because like Josh Hart, he surprised me in like was it game 2 hitting all them threes and stuff like that. I'm like, damn, this dude balling. Then to look up, he got like 17 rebounds. He's been killing it on the boards. He's been playing good defense. He's been hitting threes. He's been stepping up, which they need because right in those games, Brunson wasn't scoring as much as he is now. So those role really stepping up. And then what's the name? OG has been playing good too for them. The Knicks are looking like a really good team. I think they just need one more player, and then they'll be over the top. And I think it probably would be Julius Randle if they had him out. I think the series would have really been over. But I love to see what Maxey's doing and, you know, the kind of absence of Joel Embiid, even though he's there, but he's not himself. He's really stepping up and proving that, you know, hey, I got this, you know what I'm saying? I can handle this. I can run the team. I could, you know, be the number one option if you need me to be. And he's doing it. Maxey's been hooping. And I just need, like, Tobias Harris step up a little bit more. And I don't know. Buddy Hield ain't getting no tick no more, so I don't know what's going on with that. He went from pretty much a starter to, you know, almost a 6-man to now he's not even playing. So I don't know. I thought he was going to help him out a lot in this series with Joel Embiid being back and, you know, them double teaming him and he having someone to kick out to. But shit, Buddy Hield's been absent, so I don't know what's going on with that cat. And I thought they could very much use his 3-point shooting.
And I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, I'm really puzzled by that because to me, I'm like, why is he not playing? Like, what is he missing that you are not playing him? Like, he should be playing. Like, whether it be 5 to 10 minutes, he should still be playing in those games because, like you said, he can shoot the ball. Like, they need. Not saying that Maxey is. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go on record to say this right now. Maxey is the face of the 76ers, right? And to me, the only way that they're going to get far is if they get rid of Joel Embiid. Because to me, I think Joel Embiid is holding them back. Oh, meaning the 76ers. I think that slow movement, like he can play, but I just think that pace would be a lot better if he wasn't on the court. I think that pace of him slows him down tremendously. And because of it, I think he's holding Maxey back. Now, I will say, I think this has been the most exciting series out of all of them. It's giving you that old throwback feel to the 90s when the Knicks would play. Like when the Garden is rocking, that's when it's really, really exciting for basketball. And the Garden has been rocking. There's a lot of trash talking. Like, you can't come to my, like Charles Barkley said, don't come to my city. Like it's a whole bunch of like talking going on. That's, to me, that's what's making this series so live, is because there is a lot of talking. And right now, I thought that the Knicks would close out the series last night, but they didn't. Like you said, Maxey stepped up, did his thing, and they going back to Philly. Now the problem is
I told y'all last week we was gonna be here where old boy at. He back in here. I told him last week.
Yeah, that's true. But I prefer them to play. I would rather them play Orlando. But that's just me. Because to me, Cleveland
I don't think
could be a little bit of a problem only because of they got the side. Yeah. So it just depends. But to me, I think that's the most exciting series. I want to say that they're giving you everything that you want. Scoring on both ends, drama at the end of the game, fouls, Embiid being dirty. I still don't care what nobody says the dude is dirty.
That was dirty, yeah.
Exactly. But nobody want to address that because he should have been thrown out in a couple games, but I'm not going to speak on it because it happened and they didn't call anything. So I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah. But
I'm going to give you, when you said about they need him be gone, I partly agree because his slow motion, I agree with you on that. That up and down the court, slow is not helping them at all. Maxey's, his speed, that's what's keeping him in the game, getting up and down the court and scoring. But like I was saying before, I think Embiid, one, he's not healthy. If he was healthy, he's still slow. He needs to lose weight. That's what it is. He needs to lose weight. If he loses weight, then I think it's a different story. We be talking about them playing for the East Conference Finals if he loses weight. And I think that would help him with his knee problems and all that stuff. I just think he's too big. He needs some now, at least, I think, 15 to 20 pounds, and I think he'd be fine. That's what I think.
I don't think you're going to change it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, even if I think his style of play is good for a slower paced team. And to me, it's almost like Philly is like in the middle of that. They want to be, or Maxey wants to be fast, but Embiid is slowing them down because of him not being able to get up and down the court.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I think that I would keep Maxey, give him that max deal, and I would try to trade Joel Embiid and get somebody else in there. Even if they win against the Knicks, which I don't think that's gonna happen. Even if they win against the Knicks, when they play the Pacers, they're gonna get cooked because the Pacers gonna run up and down the court on them, and that's just how it is. So I don't know. We'll see. But I just think I think Embiid is the problem. And, nobody going to say, yeah, that's true. No. People just not going to believe it. All right. Can the T-Wolves beat the Nuggets in a 7-game series?
Can they? I'm going to say yes, they can. It's going to be hard. They're going to have to because I'm looking at the series. It's a matchup problem for all of them, Of course, Joker's a matchup problem for anybody. Then Anthony Edwards, who's guarding him on Denver? I don't think it's really. Go ahead.
I will put what's the name on him? Gordon on him.
Okay.
Because
so who's Gordon and Cat? It's a matchup problem on both ends. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
One, I don't like Mike Conley on Jamal Murray.
No,
I think
he's gonna get cooked.
He's too small. He's not, he's a little bit older. I think Murray's a lot quicker, his jumper, and he's playing playoff Murray's here. He's playing very good. So it's like it kind of evens out because I don't think anybody's gonna stick Edwards. And then you got who's guarding Big Cat. Then who's guarding Joker. And then who's guarding Murray. I think it's gonna be a good series, and that's what I'm saying. I think it could go 7. And I think they might be able to beat them just because it's matchup problems. But I'm still pulling the Nuggets to win it. Just because
I think
vets, man. And if Michael Porter keep playing like he's playing, they're going to be hard to be beat.
Man. I'm thinking that, like, if that dude is a problem. Like, he's a certified problem. Because at first I was like, well, he can't do nothing besides shoot. Like, yeah, whatever. But the dude is a legit problem because he can shoot, and now he's starting to dribble the ball. So if he can shoot and, like, really start dribbling, like, he's going to be a real problem because then you really can't check him at that point. Because the way he shoots the ball, like, he's 6'9", so he's literally going to jump up, and that jump shot is pure. Like, whenever he shoots, it's pure. Like, it's very seldom that he's missing it. But that's why I think they're going to be hard to stop, is because you have the Joker, Porter Jr., and Murray, like, can all score at any point in time and, like, could take over when they need to. And even Aaron Gordon is, in my opinion, I think he's the heart and soul of that team. I think that even though he doesn't score as often, he does play tremendous defense on people's best players. And then on top of it, he can score when need to. Like, I think it was game 3 or 4 when he scored like 28 points or whatever. And they needed it. And so it's like, that's what the beauty of the playoffs, because you're always going to get that one player that's going to help uplift the team at any point in time. You just don't know who that player is going to be from night in and night out, especially when your stars aren't hitting it. Case in point, Derek White the other night for the Boston Celtics when he scored 38. Like, you just going to have those. You need to have those players that can put up those points in those times. So I don't think the Wolves can beat them, but I think this will be a valuable learning experience for the T-Wolves on how they can get to the next level once they get to this.
They can beat them?
I think Denver has too much experience. I think the series against the Suns, I think we all thought that the Suns was going to walk over the top of them because of who they had on the team. Well, I know I did. I didn't even give it a doubt. I was like, yo, the Suns got this. I'm not going to think twice about it because of the experience that the Suns had, and I thought that they could figure it out. But the Wolves proved everybody wrong, and they wound up literally sweeping them. And so to me, it's like, that was a great series, but they underestimated them. In my opinion, they thought they was going to go in there and knock them out with no problem. And I'm sure a lot of people thought that. But when you got a team that's hungry and that team that wants to win and they play together, they're going to outbeat a lot of people. And that's just the bottom line. That's what they did. But in Denver's case, I think that they have the necessary, they have what they need to win. Like, Devin Booker has never been to that point but one time. Bradley Beal has never been to that point. The Joker has been through this many times. Jamal Murray has been through this many times. Aaron Gordon has been through this many times. KCP has been through this many times. Won the championship with the Lakers. And he won one with Denver. So to me, they got championship experience, and I think that's what's going to help push them over the top and beat the T-Wolves. I just don't see the T-Wolves beating the Nuggets.
Issue said he can't get in.
Oh,
Must have knew what. But yeah, I don't think they could beat. I don't know. It's a chance just because, like I say, it's just a matchup problem for me. I just don't see any good matchups on any side. You know, like when Denver was playing the Lakers, I didn't see anything that the Lakers had that were better than Denver. You know what I'm saying? I don't think AD's better than Joker. I mean, only thing they probably had was LeBron, but then Aaron Gordon pretty much canceled that out, and then when he didn't, Michael Porter Jr. did, and then Jamal Murray played very good the whole series too. So but yeah, I think they got a chance. I can see it going definitely 6 games. Definitely going 6 games.
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be interesting, in my opinion. I just don't. I don't see it. All right. So the Bucks have surprised me because I thought they was gonna bow out, but they didn't. So I think that series, if I'm not mistaken, is 3-2 right now. And there is a possibility that Dame could come back. And so if he does, if him and Giannis come back, I think they can pull out at least one. But if they can't come back, which is tomorrow, I find it hard for the Bucks to win this next game. But do you think they can win one more game?
Neither one of them coming back.
Huh?
Dame isn't coming back. Giannis isn't coming back.
So they
say they got these calf injuries, and they don't have calf injuries. There's got to be something more than that, or they got a different calf injury than Jamal Murray, because we heard him having a calf injury. Coaching one of the plays like, "Nah, I'm playing," and he went out there and played. So what kind of calf injuries do y'all have that's so different from Jamal Murray's? I think it's something else, especially Giannis, because he's been out for a minute, especially if it's a calf injury. I think it's something else with Giannis, and I don't think they want anybody to know. And then probably like after the season, when they lose, he's going to be getting some kind of off-season surgery, which if that's the case, you need to go ahead and get it now. I don't know why you're sitting on the sideline, prolonging, because you're not doing nothing in the East. Even if you do come back, either one of them come back, I don't see them. Nah, they can't get another game. He would, but he shouldn't.
I ain't going to say that, but yeah, I agree. Doc won't be there long. That is beyond crazy to me that they even hired him in the first place. But I think they're in a bad situation because Giannis and Dame are out, two of their best. I don't know. I think they fell into a bad situation because both of them got hurt at the wrong time, and so because of it, I think they're gonna get out this next game. They're going back to Indiana, and now if they then I'll be impressed. I'll be severely impressed if they could pull this game out in Indiana without Giannis and without Dame and force a game 7. That will be wild. I don't see it, but that will be wild.
I don't see it happening either. I mean, if it happens, more power to them. I just don't want to see them in the next round. I do not want to see this team playing anybody in the next round if they don't have Giannis and Dame. If they do just have Dame, I still don't want to see them. They're just not contenders without them.
Right. So they will wind up matching up with the let's see. Why did it do that? Oh, here we go. So they will match up with the winner between the Knicks and the 76ers. Yeah, I'd rather see the Pacers.
Issue said it's not letting them in past a certain point. Something about recording it. I don't know.
I don't know. I tell him the link is in the what's the name, so he can try to use it off the link. I sent the link in the chat, so try to use that. So the Pacers will play, or the Bucks and Pacers will play the winner between the Knicks and the 76ers. And if the Knicks lose this next game, oh boy, it's gonna be something special in the Garden in Game 7.
Oh, it's going Game 7. It's going Game 7.
You think it's going 7?
Yeah, we going back to Philly after Maxi's big game. Now, remember, because look, I told you, Joel's gonna come out and have a big game. He had 50. Boom, they won. And then Maxi came out, had a big game. Now we're going back home. Like I said, we're going back home. It's going to be a Game 6 at home. We're going to win this, and we're going to go Game 7. I don't think they're going to win Game 7, though. But I told you, we pushing it. Y'all was talking about it was going to be 5 or a sweep. Nah. We back for Game 6, baby.
I think I said 5 or 6. I don't think I said. I knew it was gonna be a sweep. So now we get into one of the better series of the first round, which is the Cleveland Cavs, the Los Angeles Clippers, and the Dallas Mavericks. That's one of the better series right now. So it's tied up at 2-2, and I think, which this is a weird series to me because the other night the Clippers was up 31, almost blew the game, and I'm like, yo, what is? I'm confused by what's going on here in this series. Like, it's like up and down, up and down. So I'm a little confused with the series because I thought that it would be one team that would take hold of the series and be gone with it, but it's not happening that way. So, and I think if I'm not mistaken, they play tonight.
Yeah.
Which will be game. So this will be game 5 tonight. They play they play tonight in Dallas. No, in LA. So if LA can take the lead tonight, I think they can win on the road and close out the series. But they have to win tonight to close out the series. I know you don't think that's going to happen, but that's just what I believe is going to happen.
Sounds good. I mean, I think if Kawhi is playing, I don't think they're going to win.
He's not playing, though.
Not because he's not good, just because it's throwing off their chemistry a little bit.
Yes.
That's what is just throwing off the chemistry some, because that last game when he came back, they were kind of deferring to him and stuff like that. Or he needs to come off the bench. He doesn't need to start. Let me put it that way. He needs to come off the bench. He doesn't need to be the starters. I think they need to bring him in like that and let him play like more of a limited role, and then seeing how he's doing down the stretch. If you need him, if you need him. If you don't, you don't. You know what I mean? See how it goes that way. But I don't know if they really need him, because I think they play a little bit better with him because he's not fully healthy. He hasn't been playing with them, not in the, the flow of the system with them.
Right.
But I don't know. Man, Luka and them, that game got away. They came all the way back. They should have won that game. I'm looking at they should have won that game, and that's why I'm looking like I don't know if the Clippers could really beat them if they came back from 31 down and still had a chance to win it. So I'm sticking with the Mavs, right. And still a couple people haven't had a good game yet. So like PG and Harden had big good games. Mm-hmm. We haven't had a dominant Luka game when he come out and just kill and be talking crazy. Kyrie had a good second half. He hasn't really had a straight good game either. So
that's what I'm asking you. So who do you think will be like? Who do you think is going to be the next person to like really kill?
I think Luka and Kyrie go have 30 plus.
Right.
And Luka's going to get a triple double.
So you saying like PJ Washington, Derek Lively, Derrick Jones Jr. You saying like one of them are going to have a big? Because to me,
you expect PJ Washington.
Okay, there you go. That's what I'm saying, because I expect Luka to have a good game. I expect Kyrie to have a good game. But you always need.
And Tim Hardaway Jr. ain't been playing.
I think he hurt because the last game I thought he was in shows. So I think he hurt. Okay, so yeah, because he has to be on the court for them. Like he has, because he has the potential to score. So in my opinion, he has to be on the court. But yeah, I'm going with the Clippers. I'm sticking with the Clippers in this one. I think with or without Kawhi, I think they have enough. Now they can't blow another 30 point. Huh?
He's out for the game, it says.
Okay, well, I'm not worry about it. All right, so now we got game 6 coming up. Knicks 76ers going back to Philly. Is everything you want. A lot of talking crazy going on both sides. Knicks fans invading Philly, saying we're gonna beat Philly. We're gonna beat Philly. You know what I'm saying? Philly crowd's like, nah, we not having it. They had Allen Iverson at the game. Don Staley was at the game. Dr. J was at the game. All the major players was at this particular game. And they lost. Now, they're going to come back again tomorrow night. And they're going to be like, yo, we here. We going back to New York. Do you think the 76ers can pull this game out and it's going to go back to the Garden for 7?
Yes. We're going to pull it off. We're going back to the Garden for 7. hopefully Joel Embiid's been resting some because I just need him to give me one more big game, and I think Tyrese Maxey can do his job to bring us to a game 7. I don't think they could win a game 7. I just think they could push it to a game 7. I thought the Knicks were going to win this series at the beginning. I thought Joel was going to be a little bit more healthier. And seeing how he's looking, I don't think they could win this series no more. But I do think they got enough to push it to a game 7 because Tobias Harris, counting on him, and Kelly Oubre is going to step up. It's going to happen.
First of all, no, I'm not buying Tobias Harris. The dude is I'm not buying that dude, man. I've been on his train for a long time, and he's always disappointed me. He's gonna give you 41 games, and then the next 5 games, he's gonna give you a strong 10. Like, he's too inconsistent for me. Like, Kelly Oubre, I'm not worried about him because he has and he will provide a spark. So I expect that from him. He might get anywhere between 10 to 20 points at home because it's a home game. So he's gonna show out, in my opinion.
I agree.
But Tobias Harris, he's too up and down for me. And it's like either he's gonna be there in the first half or he's gonna be there in the second half. But to me, he's supposed to be that third to second scorer for them. But he's not. He's too inconsistent. But then you got, like you said, you got Buddy Hield just sitting on the bench rotting. I'm like, yo, he should be playing. He should have some minutes somewhere. But you played the dude.
Nicholas Batum out here playing good defense and shooting the ball better than Buddy Hield. So I mean, I guess he's taking his playing time. So what can you say? That's crazy.
Man. Come on, man. Nick Batum.
He has been though, hitting big shots and playing good D.
I can't get behind that one. I never liked him. Ever since he went to Charlotte and stole that money from them, Mike paid him that money. He was like, yo, we gonna have one. That dude ain't do jack in Charlotte. I was so pissed off because I'm like, that's a free agent. They need him. He gonna show out. And this joker did absolutely nothing. Freaking Nicholas Batum. Man, he pissed me off, man. So anyway, hold on one second. I gotta see something. This dude decided he get to Philly. He want to learn how to play basketball now. Freaking jerk. Pissed me off, man. Oh, look at this. This guy's averaging 5 points a game right now. Look at this foolishness, man. I can't believe this. I'm so upset right now. Because I'm like, yo, you went to Charlotte. Oh, man, he going to be chilling. He going to be good. Whatever. Piss me off, man. Piss me off. All right, so right now, is this right? So they say he scored 5 points? That can't be right. Oh, 8 points? No. I guess that is right. No, that can't be right. They say he scored 8 points, 1 point, 4 points, 6 points, 3 points. Yikes. Well, anyway, I'm off of that. I just don't care for the dude. But he plays. But, okay, let me ask you this question. What is considered good defense? Like, what would you consider good defense right now in the NBA?
Pretty much just contesting a shot and stay in front of a person. I mean, that's all you can basically do at this point in day. That's what I consider good defense. If you're contesting shots and you're trying to stay in front of your player, I mean, that's about all you can do. Now, anybody talking about these people are lockdown defenders and stuff, I haven't seen one yet in the NBA. Now, if you're talking about locking down, you know, players that come off the bench or players who aren't the leading scorers, I expect you to do that. That's your job, you know, but like, prime example. Well, I was trying to add GPS about LeBron and playing defense. Aaron Gordon shouldn't have 29 points and 16 rebounds.
No.
He's a role player.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see a role player out here killing like that. He shouldn't kill like that. Especially you only average, 10 to 12 points? You should double your scoring average and almost double your rebound average. And that's what I consider not playing defense. You know, he's always doing the same thing. Backdoor cut. That's what I consider not playing defense. If you let a player keep doing the same thing, like If you know Steph Curry's going to pull up from half court, don't pick him up at the 3-point line.
Why?
You know he's going to shoot from half court. That's what I'm saying. You know Aaron Gordon, for the last 3 times down the court, he cut back door on you and dunked it. So why are you going to keep going to go help?
What? All right, speaking of which, on that final shot by Jamal Murray, right, to end the Lakers season, this is real quick. On that play, Torian Green, it looked like he was yelling at Rui Hachimura, like almost like pushing him, like he about to shoot it type of situation. But for whatever reason, Rui Hachimura didn't go up to contest it, and so Jamal Murray got the shot, which is, you know, it was a good shot. But my question to you is, in that particular play, should he have gone to try to contest that shot as well? Because he still had his man that was right there as well. So would it have made sense for him to go up and leave his man and contest the shot?
I would have left my man to contest the shot just because who had the ball, Jamal Murray, and what he's been doing all playoffs. And because he just hit a game winner on me, he's been coming down the court this whole time scoring on us. He's hot right now. You know what I'm saying? We got to get the ball in his hands. He shouldn't have run the ball up the court in the first place. You should have got the ball in his hands from back then, but they didn't do that. So,
okay. So I'm glad you said that, because then last night when Tyrese Maxey pulled up from where he pulled up from, should you foul him before he got the shot off? Meaning, like, should you have been like, once he got the ball, should you have fouled the ball so he didn't have a chance to shoot a 3? Because to me, that was a 10 times out of 10, I would contest it like Mitchell Robinson did. Because the likelihood of him, not saying he ain't a good player, but the likelihood of him hitting that shot is like what? 1 in 7, 1 in 5, 1 in 6. Like, it's not a high percentage with him. I know he can shoot the ball, but that was like Steph Curry. Like, I expect Steph Curry to hit a shot like that and not think twice about it. But for him to pull that shot like that and it was like all net,
right?
It was almost like he was been practicing that particular shot because the way he hit it. But I would have still let him shoot the shot. I would think that he wouldn't even make that because of where he was at the time. But what would you have done in that situation? Would you have fouled him, or would you have let him shoot the ball?
I would have fouled him at the beginning, way back there, you know, because to me, I don't trust defense.
As soon as he touched it, then.
Yeah, I don't trust defense because and that's why I would say you're always at the offense mercy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your greatest defensive player cannot stop the greatest offensive player. And Maxey was hot. I don't care who you put on him in that game, they wouldn't stop him.
No.
The best thing we would do was foul him before he got to the 3. And then y'all have a free throw shooting contest. After that, I mean, I'm not letting no one get a free shot on me.
Yeah, because he's showing up.
I know, especially when I know what I can stop you from getting 3 and I can make you get 2. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or not make you, but make it harder by you know, having to get the free throw, miss one, and get the rebound or something like that. But yeah.
I don't know. I just look at it like I would still have taken my chances with that shot. Only because I would think in my mind that he can't make this shot. And I'm sure that's what everybody was thinking for the Knicks. It's like, there's no way he's gonna make this shot. Because like that's a tough shot. One step beyond half court and he hit it. Like, you deal with it because you looking at it like, yo, there's no way he's about to make this shot. So, but
that's the thing. We've seen crazier shots
in
the NBA. Crazier shots. You know, like Dame. Look where he shot his shot from.
But that's Dame though. Like, that's something you accustomed to. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we accustomed to.
What I'm saying. Like that. We've seen crazier stuff. We've seen, you know, centers hit 3s who don't even shoot 3s to win games. You know, and
it's true. But I'm saying, okay. So like with Dame, Steph, who else got like range like that? Tyrese Halliburton, I put him in that category too. I'm trying to think. It's somebody else. Is another player that hit those crazy shots like that. Oh, Trae Young. Like, people like that, I like, okay, I expect them to make that shot because I know that they shoot those shots consistently. That's like a layup for them because they work on it so much. But for Maxey to pull a shot like that, even though he was hot, he was flaming, I would have taken my chances with him missing that shot. There's certain players that I like, yeah, I know he can hit this shot. I would never think in a million years that he can hit that shot like right then and there. That's just me. I would have to live with the consequences because I would look at it like, yo, he's not going to hit this.
Nah,
he's not. He's not hitting it. All right, now, speaking of Maxey, I'm glad we got on Maxey. Is he the face of the 76ers right now?
Yeah, I mean, he has to be. He's the only one that's playing. Joel Embiid's too injury prone. He's always hurt. I mean, and Maxey's showing up in the playoffs. The playoffs is where you make your name. And if you ain't showing up in the playoffs, then the next person is. There goes your spotlight. This is like when we were trying to tell GPS, your name's made in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? These people ain't in the playoffs winning. Oh, well.
Right.
Just like now, we ain't going to be talking about KD, Booker, LeBron, and them because they ain't in the playoffs no more.
Right.
You ain't heard nothing about Steph Curry because they ain't make the playoffs.
Right.
So you're not going to hear nothing about him until what? The Olympics, maybe?
Actually, yeah. You probably won't hear nothing until Olympics.
And if it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be until almost the start of the year.
Right.
So the playoffs is you got to be in there to get your name made.
And that's why I was like,
produce.
Right. Because like when we were growing up, right, and we was watching basketball, especially NBA basketball, and you couldn't wait for the playoffs to start because to me, that's where you see your superstar shine the most is when the playoffs start. And like you said, that's where you make your name. And that's to me, that's when you get paid. When you do your work in the playoffs and you get to where you got to get to in the playoffs and you ball out in the playoffs, you're going to get paid from what you do in the playoffs. And to me, that's how 90% of these dudes be getting paid is because of what they do in the playoffs.
Yep.
And so because of it, you expect a lot of great things in the playoffs from these players. And like right now, Tyrese Maxey is showing out in the playoffs. So like he's making his name right now as being one of those players in the playoffs. And they're going back home. And you know for a fact, this dude is going to be looking to cook everybody. And he's fast enough to get past anybody. Like then he got that step back. That step back is crazy. I still don't know how that's not a travel, but that step back is crazy he has. And like you can't stop it because it's like he literally is creating space. Like he took James Harden move and improved it because now you literally can't like the way he jumps back. Like you can't stop it. Mm-hmm. And so he creates so much space and it's so deadly because it's very seldom that he misses that shot when he threw that step back.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty
to
clutch.
me, yeah, he is the face right now of the 76ers. And I would start building pieces around him. Now, the thing is, I don't know if you want to consider him a point guard, if you want to consider him a shooting guard, but you got to assemble pieces around him that's going to be just as good, if not better, than him in order for them. Because to me, they were saying, like, should LeBron go to the 76ers? And I was like, it could probably work, but I don't think that would be ideal for him. The ideal situation for him, I think he could fit in that system, but I don't think that's an ideal situation for him. But I think if you trade Joel Embiid, you can get some pretty good pieces back for him. Now, the team, that would be the question, what team would you trade him to? Because right now, if you look at all of the teams in the playoffs, they have great centers and mobile centers that can move. And like him, like he really can't do anything, regardless if he's hurt or not. Like to me, he slows down that whole team. And Maxey is the face, and Maxey can do whatever he wants to do because I don't know. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I just think Maxey is the face. Because to me, I hate the fact that he's slowing that team down. Like that team could be on a whole different level without Embiid. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Embiid is not a great player. I would even say he's a great player. But to me, the way Maxey plays and the way that they can play is a whole lot better than what they're showing is because of Embiid and how Embiid plays.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. He needs a more mobile. He needs like a Bam Adebayo, center like that. One that can run with them, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I feel like if they can get a player such as that or a player on that level, I think they're gonna be good to go. I feel like they're gonna dump some people in this off season, especially if they lose tomorrow night. They're gonna get rid of a lot of people. And but like you said, I think it's gonna go 7. I don't see them losing at home again. I think that's going 7, especially after the Knicks just lost at the Garden. It's going 7. Like that will only be right for that game to go for this series to go 7.
Yeah, they got to go back to New York for them to close it out there.
Yeah, they has to. It's only right. And then Indiana and the Knicks could be the matchup. Indiana and the Knicks could be the matchup. I'm talking Reggie Miller.
Dope.
Yo, Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing, like all of those good names from the 90s, 2000s, early 2000s coming back on the court. Yo, that would go crazy if the Knicks and Pacers play in the playoffs at the Garden.
That would be dope.
I'm asking for it. That's all I'm asking for. Adam Silver.
I mean,
if you get the Knicks,
I think the Pacers are going to make it. The Pacers will be there. Yeah. It's happening because I don't see the Sixers beating the Knicks. And I think it's going to be a great series, too. I think this series can go 7-2 also. The next
definitely one. That series is going 7. Like that's going to probably, besides the Minnesota and Denver matchup, I think that's going to be the most exciting one is the Knicks Pacers.
I don't know.
The Thunder,
I think all these second round matchups are going to be good. I think so. Because the Thunder, whoever they play the Clippers or the Mavs. I think it's going to be a great matchup. Because if they play the Clippers, I think SGA wants some get back because y'all traded them. Okay, not to cook y'all. And then I want to see SGA and Kyrie go at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or SGA and Luka. I think it's going to be a great matchups in the second round.
I forgot all about that one. They did trade him. Oh man, but you know what? That was a blessing in disguise for him because he wound up getting his own team, doing his own thing, and look where he is now. Like he right where the Clippers are, and it took him what 2
better
years
than the Clippers.
And it took how long to get there? What 2 years for them to get to that point? And they got a stacked team, like stacked. Like they're gonna have to start loading people off as many good people they got on that team. So that definitely is gonna be a good series. But I want to see them and the Clippers go at it.
Let me ask you this, since we kind of talk about this. So we got no Steph, we got no KD.
Hold on, buddy. Hold on. We got you. We got you right here. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? We was coming to it. We was getting to
it. So I'm not saying really upgrade anything like that. What I'm saying is this the new era of the league? Because none of these, the only one that's kind of left is James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi, you could say, is and back in the old era and PG-13. That's the only team. Everybody else, and I guess you got Kyrie Irving too as a star that's left. Everybody else is the young up-and-coming stars.
Just like I told you earlier today, it's like playground basketball. You got the old heads against the young heads. But the only difference is in the NBA right now. And to me, these youngins are not playing with nobody. And it's wild to see all of these young guys flourishing at the same time, like all of them. And I think it's a changing of the guard. I think it's time for the older generation to kind of step to the side and let the younger generation. Now, I'll be the first to be like, no, I can't say that though, because they're coming. They are coming, and there's nothing anybody can say or do about it because if you look at the talent that's out there right now, SGA, Anthony Edwards, Jamal Murray, like you have some bona fide hoopers out
there. You got Jason Tatum. You still got John Morant when he gets back. And we haven't talked about him. He's an up and coming, because if all this stuff wouldn't happen, he and Ant-Man, they would be talking, would be
right
1 and 2 basically, and then you got Luka still. It's a lot of people.
Yeah, so to me, I think it's that time. Like you just gotta let these young boys go because it's their time, and regardless of how we as individuals look at it, hey, you held the door long enough. It's time for us to come through it, and they not walking through it. They kicking that door down, letting the world know we here, and they showing it by the way that they're playing. And every night in and night out, look, I'll say it like this: look who's putting up the most points every single night. It's the young cats. It's not the older cats. It's the young cats. Now Booker had a good game. I think the last game he had like 49.
Yeah.
And I think Durant had like 33 or something. But other than that, it's been mostly the young cats that's been killing out here. Who
you think could win a championship out of these that's left? Steph, KD, or LeBron? You think any of them's gonna win a chip again?
On their current teams, no.
No, I don't think
KD could possibly win it if they give them a point guard or they give them something else. But with Steph, I don't think they have enough to get to the champion, to get to the finals. And LeBron, with that team, they never going to get to the finals. I'm saying
with their teams, just period. Because their careers, I say they got maybe 3 or 4 years left, all of them. Maybe 3 strong years left.
I think if all 3 of them go to a better situation where they don't have to be the man, quote unquote, like for example, like KD, like you could drop him on like 90% of the teams in the NBA and he's gonna still be the same player. Same with Steph.
This is what we thought too, going into Phoenix.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, if he has a point guard, like a legit point guard, I think if Phoenix would have got a point guard, a legit point guard, I think they would have been a lot better than what they were. They never had a point guard. So that's why I'm saying, like, to me, that was stupid that they even went through the whole season without a pure point guard, which is dumb. Like, you don't need a great point guard. You just need a point guard, and they didn't have one. So to me, that was dumb. But I think with Steph and KD, you could drop them anywhere on any team, and they'll be fine. Now, LeBron, I think you could do the same thing with him, but it's going to come with a price. It's going to come with everything else that comes with LeBron. So whatever that entails is what is going to come to the team. That's why I was saying if I'm the Lakers, I would try to trade him. Well, if he opts out, then that's good for me because then I don't have to worry about him. But if he wants to come back, I'm not drafting his son because then that's all it's going to be about him and his son. And so if I'm gonna be an a-hole with this one. If I knew if I knew his son was going into the draft, I would draft his son before the Lakers did, because he's not going in the first round. But if I'm a team right before the Lakers and I got opportunity, I will pick him.
Oh,
just out of spite, because then that way I can get what I want from the Lakers because I know that the Lakers want him, so they would probably be willing to do anything to get him, which doesn't make sense to me because I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go for him because I know that's what they want. So basically, he opted out, in my opinion, to see where his son is going to get picked. But he wants the Lakers to pick his son, according to sources, which I don't. Whatever. I'm done with it. I just don't agree with it. It's to me, that's not basketball per se, but I get it. It's the politics of it, and he wanted his son to play. He want to play with his son. I get it. I understand it. But I would be an a-hole and draft them just because. And then if you want me to trade him to your team, you gotta give up a whole lot to get him.
I can see LeBron or KD going to New York and winning there.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Because remember, some years ago when KD first became a free agent, he had an opportunity to go to New York, and he didn't go. That's the only reason why I don't think KD will go back to Golden State because of Draymond. If they if Draymond wasn't there, I think KD could go back to Golden State. But I don't think that relationship between him and Draymond could be repairable right now. I don't think they'll ever.
Are you willing to get rid of Draymond for KD if you're Golden State? You think that's going to be enough to get you over the Denvers, the Minnesotas, OKCs?
Do I get Klay Thompson back or no?
Yeah, so Klay Thompson, he's free agent or whatever, signed to whatever deal. You get rid of Draymond for KD, basically.
Of
course, there's gonna be more pieces and stuff, but if you're trying to get KD and Draymond has to go, if KD's like, I'm coming, but he gotta go. Are you doing it?
That's a tough call. Because if I let Draymond go, Steph is gonna be pissed. And
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
After this season, I don't think Steph would be pissed because after what Draymond showed this season, I don't think so.
Okay. So if Steph ain't gonna be mad, yes, I'd do that. I would trade, or I would bring KD in. Because I know for a fact that
you're gonna ask Steph though, and I think Steph would be on board with it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, as long as he's good with it, I'm bringing him back in. But if I gotta give up Draymond to get him, yes, I'm doing it. Like, because to me, that scoring is going, like, the way that they played together, like, it was so beautiful. Like, it was a beautiful thing. Even though I know Draymond was facilitating a lot of it, and I don't know if you can get, that would be the hard part in that scenario, is that what would you do to replace Draymond Green? That would be the problem, because the way that they played together, it was so beautiful. But now you getting rid of him. How can you replace that player? That would be the difficult part. That's why I got
CP3.
That's why I think LeBron's situation, he's not the same as Draymond, though. I get what you're saying, but he's not the same.
He a true point guard. You got these people just running. CP3 ain't never played with three shooters like that.
If they willing to bring him back, I say shoot for it. There's no harm in it. Why not?
Yeah.
Because right now, the way the team is constructed in Golden State, I don't think that's enough for them to win. The Suns, I think they should run it back, but they need to go get a point guard. The Lakers with LeBron, I still don't think that's enough for them to get out of the West. Injuries or no injuries, I still don't think that's enough. So
I agree.
Out of all the situations, KD has, in my opinion, KD has the better situation out of the three. If they stay on the same team.
I think Booker should leave. If I'm Booker, I'm leaving. I'll go to New York too. Me and Brunson. That's where I go. In the East, we're about to run to the East. That's where I'm going. I'm going East Coast. If I'm going East Coast. Shit. Team me up with Dame and Giannis out in Milwaukee. We running through the East. Man, say what? Shit.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, honestly. That's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah.
And, have him in the Knicks. Like you said, them two alone. But how many? But then, okay, do you think that'll take away from Brunson's game if Booker goes there?
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Booker is a great catch and shoot person who doesn't need the ball. He get the ball, he doesn't need the ball. He come off screens, then get the ball, do a couple of dribbles and shoot, or just, come off screens. He could be like Klay Thompson. He doesn't need a lot of dribbles either. And the Knicks, they got assets. They got picks. They got players. Hey.
Because the one thing that's been shown is that, like, the Knicks don't need Julius Randle.
Yeah.
And so by them showing that, it's almost like, we pretty good without you, Julius. So we don't really need you.
And we still ain't healthy. What I'm saying? Mitchell Robinson just came back, and someone else is hurt. I think David, I can't even say his name right now. DiVincenzi or whatever his name. But yeah.
DiVincenzo. They're going to
he be killer too.
Yeah.
He got hurt. So if they were healthy, man, yeah, we don't need Julius right now.
Yeah, so that's why I said I would probably be on the lines and be like, yeah. Hey, buddy, thank you for your time, but
yeah.
Especially if
we get rid of him and get somebody.
Yeah, if the Knicks could put a package together. But I will wait to see how this year plays out. But based on this year and see what happens, because I know but personally I don't think Phoenix is trading Booker. Like that would be foolish of Phoenix to trade their best player, in my opinion.
But what if Booker says he wants out? You know how these players say, I don't want to be here no more. I want out. I don't want to be here.
I'm gonna keep him. I don't care what you say, especially if you're still on the contract. I'm not letting you go. You crazy. But you my best player.
Listen though, okay. I agree.
So listen.
I agree. Go ahead.
So listen. So if you trade Booker, you still got Bill there and you got Durant. So what player would you bring in to mesh with them two?
Issue said Maxey's a good player, not the face of the team.
Issues is high. He's high as a kite. Because Maxey is the face of that team.
Yeah.
Who would you bring in?
Who would I bring in? We got to get a point guard. It's going to be 3 teams. It had to be a 3-teamer. So we're going after Washington's point guard. Little light skinned cat. I can't think of his name.
Not Trey. Tyrese Jones. That's it.
Tyrese Jones.
He got his brother that's in San Antonio. Tyrese Jones.
We're going after him. We need him because we need a point guard. Are we taking Julius Randle?
Are you taking Julius Randle? I'm saying, are you going to take Julius Randle?
I think what we're going to do, we're going to put Julius Randle on Washington. Washington's going to take Julius Randle, and we're going to take and then Booker's going into New York. And from Washington, we're getting a point guard, and we're getting Kyle Kuzma.
So you'll put KD at the 4 and Kuzma at the 3 and Booker at the 2?
No, Booker gone. Bill at the 2.
Bill at the 2.
Cunningham from Detroit. Issue says they need Cunningham from Detroit. Yeah, you get some pieces from Detroit too. Yeah.
But they're not going to trade him.
No, I don't think so either.
They get rid of Cunningham. They'll get rid of somebody else before they get rid of Cunningham. Because to me, Cunningham is the face of the Pistons. So you're not going to get rid of him. Unless you get rid of, excuse me, like Jaden Ivey. But I think that's still too fast to give up on him. But
yeah, they was hooping towards the end of the season together. They was looking good.
That's what I said. I wouldn't give up on Jaden Ivey just yet. I would give him another year or so before I gave up on him.
I think Detroit needs about 4 more years. I thought they were going to be good in 1 or 2. I think they need about 4 more years just because these other teams are getting better faster.
Yeah. That's why I said, to me, I would go with, if I was trading Booker, it would have to be, so you have Kyle Kuzma, you have Bill, Kuzma, Durant, and you said Julius Randle?
No, Julius Randle going to Washington.
Okay.
We got Bill, KD. We got Jones as the point.
Tyus Jones. Okay. All right.
KD at the 4 and Nurkic at the 5.
So you would probably need another player from Washington too. Probably 2 more players. Another player to go to Phoenix and another player to go to Washington. I mean, to go to the Knicks.
Yeah.
To make it count. So you have to, in order for you to trade Booker, you have to probably give up.
And the Knicks gonna give up. They got a draft pick. And that's what I was gonna say. They got that draft pick for not this year, but next year is like a protected top 5 pick. And next year, it's a lot of good people come out, like Cooper Flag coming out, Booker for Morant. Issue said Booker for Morant. I don't think Memphis giving up on Ja.
Yeah. I still wouldn't do that trade. I wouldn't do that trade if I'm Memphis. I wouldn't do that trade because Ja got the whole city on lock. Then you bring in Booker. Like Booker got to create a whole different fan. Nah, Ja got that fan base on lock right now. It wouldn't, in my opinion, I wouldn't do that. I would keep Ja. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting after the season is over with. So it's just a matter of what team, who's going to make the moves. Because there are going to be some moves to be made. Because
a lot.
Yeah, because the way that this season ended with, because you got to think about it. No LeBron, no KD, no Steph in the playoffs. Like those are the names that we all know and love, but they're not in the playoffs.
It's about to be no Giannis. About to be no Dame again. All these players about to be out.
Which is ridiculous. Just think about that. Dame is out. Giannis is out. KD is out. Steph is out. Bill is out.
Butler out.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, Jimmy. Hold on. What's the score of that game?
Oh, they down by 30.
Oh, shoot.
56-86. Third quarter. Yeah, it's over. They've been getting cooked all game, but I'm saying he ain't playing either, though. He hurt. All these people out. Zion out. He's supposed to be here.
I ain't never. But you know what, though? Like, to me, if I'm not OKC, if I'm New Orleans, I'm trading him. Like, I think this project is over with him. Like, I can't trust you when I need you the most, which is in the playoffs. Like, has he played in the playoffs like maybe one time since he been there in New Orleans? Like, that's crazy.
I was reading Issue said he need to go to the desert, sit his calm his ass down in this hot ass sun. Talking about Ja Morant.
Man, this dude is a fool. I think he might have been in the playoffs like one time, I want to say. That Zion Williamson.
Yeah, they one time, then he got hurt. This is the second time he got hurt.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, man, I'm good. I was trying to see his highlights in the playoffs just to see if he ever how many years did he play in the playoffs? Because to me, I don't know. I'm kind of over that whole situation with him.
You said, what about Jaylen Brown for Booker?
They're not going to do that. Because he's a downgrade. To me.
Who's a downgrade?
Jaylen Brown's a downgrade for Devin Booker scoring-wise. Not overall.
But you don't need all that scoring. You going to Phoenix.
What I'm talking about is for the Celtics. I'm getting another scorer, but I'm not getting another versatile player. So to me, it's like you getting another Jason Tatum, a player that can score any different ways. So that's why I wouldn't make that trade. And if you Phoenix, then how is that making your team better?
I don't know. You don't like Jaylen Brown.
I don't, but I wouldn't make that.
He's good.
I don't like him. I'm not a fan of his. Yeah. All right, hold on. Yo, why can't I pull up his daggone playoff stats?
Forget about Zion. I ain't worried about him.
No, I'm just saying, like, I just want to see, like, how many years was he in the playoffs? How many times did he play in the playoffs? Not in the playoffs, but play in the playoffs.
Oh, this year.
He didn't play this year.
He played one game. Oh, there's a playing game. So
that's what I'm saying. He didn't play this year. That's my whole point. That's why I wanted to see how many games he's played in the playoffs. Because I want to say it's been like, that's what I said. You've been in the league, what, 4 or 5 years now, and you played in the playoffs maybe one time? Like, to me, that's wild. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Especially when your team is capable. Y'all are in the playoffs, but you just been injured.
Yeah, you just sitting over there with street clothes on like that. To me, that's like, I don't know, man. I would really seriously consider, like, hey, man, look, we gotta fix you. Either we fix you or you leaving. One of the two. Because I can't afford to paying you, and
they about to blow some stuff up.
Huh?
A lot of teams about to blow some stuff up.
Yeah. Do you think they should trade Brandon Ingram? Because I keep hearing this name out there too.
I'll get rid of Zion before I get rid of Ingram.
I agree with you wholeheartedly with that one. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Because to me, it's like, I know what Brandon Ingram is capable of playing, and I know he can play. But with this guy, you don't know when he's gonna play.
Yeah. Brandon Ingram say he's gonna get better, but remember, before the season started, we were talking about the Olympics. I said, this motherfucker Ant-Man,
you definitely said
be a beast. I said, all these guys go to the Olympics usually come out better. And I said, the one who's going to be really good is going to be Ant-Man. And look at him now. And I said, I hope Brandon Ingram does the same thing. And he ain't doing a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to come out and, upgrade, get better. Like, to me, Banchero.
Paulo.
I can see, more development in his game. You know what I'm saying? He's gotten better. But Brandon Ingram, he just seemed like the same player, the exact same player. But you can see, like Ant-Man, it's just a level. He went just up another notch. Like, yeah, I'm showing y'all.
I'm glad you said that because Kevin Garnett said the exact same thing that you just said. He said when we went into the Olympics, we would have practices, like shooting around, blah, blah, blah. Then we have a practice. And then he said after the practices, we would go ones, like playing one-on-one against people. And he said, to me, that's what made us better, was because we were playing the best. We were trying to get better. And so he said, whoever goes to like the Olympic team and stuff like that, and they play and they keep on playing, they get better. And I never forget, you did say that. You said, yo, he's killing here in the Olympic team. Just watch out. You said it. I got to give you a credit for that. You definitely said it. This Joker Kid is killing the league right now. Like, the league is in the palm of this dude's hands right now. Like, comparing them to NJ and stuff like that. And to me, I think that's an unfair comparison. I think you should let MJ be where MJ is. Let Anthony have his time to shine. Why do we feel the need to compare people? I always say that. Why do we have to compare people? Why we just can't let this man have his time? And this is time.
Right.
He's shining. So let him be and let him grab all the accolades he can grab right now. And you said it. And I was like, yo, that dude, he gonna be all right. I ain't gonna worry about that dude. I ain't gonna do nothing. And he came back out. He's been killing ever since. And like you said, I thought Brandon Ingram, but I know why Brandon Ingram ain't performing well. Because in the Olympics, he performed well. Because think about it. Think about it. Everybody who was on that team that performed well, they performed well throughout the season and in the playoffs, or they're performing well in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Brandon Ingram, he didn't play well and he didn't play. So it's reflecting of that Olympic team that he didn't play well and he's not playing well in the play. Well, he didn't play well in the playoffs. So whoever was killing in the playoffs, on the Olympic team, was killing in the playoffs right now. So shouts out to those guys who worked hard, man. They did an excellent job.
Trae Young for Booker. Trae Young going to the Spurs, man. We need him out here.
Wait a minute, man. There's no way in hell I'm trading Trae Young for Devin Booker. That don't even make sense. Why would I do that?
You need a point guard. Phoenix needs a point guard.
Yeah, but I'm not getting rid of. Okay, so you're going to give. Oh, okay. Got you. So you're going to give me. No, it's got to be a 3-team trade then. Because you can't.
It could be 3, but Trae Young is going to Phoenix. Booker probably most likely. I know he ain't going to like it. He probably going to Atlanta. Or he going to go somewhere else. New York probably get involved. Send him to New York. Yeah, send Julius Randle to Atlanta. Boom.
There you go. It got to be a 3-team trade. It has to be because there's no way that
it works out. At least it sounds good on paper. I don't know if the money and all that works out, but I think that'll work out for each team.
But you got to have some different players involved in that too.
I'm talking about the big star names. Those other little jokers, they gonna ride the bench or get cut anyway.
Yeah, you gotta definitely have some throw-ins, but that's not a bad idea if you're doing it that way. Mm-hmm. But Julius Randle to Atlanta.
Hey, you already got
Clint Capella.
You're in the play-in already. And you got DeJounte Murray, my bad.
I don't think he'll be there.
If you get rid of Trae Young, it's his team now.
I don't think Trae Young gonna be there too much either. I think both of them are gone. My personal opinion, I think
you got to keep one of them. You can't just get rid of both of them and just start over.
I'm telling you, I am telling you right now, they're both good as gone. Both of them. This summer, both of them jokers are gone. Because look at it like this. You had Trae Young for 4 or 5 seasons now, and you haven't gone. Have you got to the conference finals yet? You brought in DeJounte Murray to hopefully get you to the conference finals. You was barely above 500. If you was above 500, which I don't think they were.
I agree. Issues.
So, to me, I'm trading both of them because I might as well blow it up anyway. What am I keeping them for?
So. You got to have someone to start with or someone to build around. You can't blow it up and say, hey, we still got Clint Capella. Like, what do you mean? I mean, he's the only one left after that. Who else do you got? I mean, you talking about...
You got DeAndre Hunter still out there, right? But, okay, look at it like this. Now, granted, Trae Young is probably the face of Atlanta. He is the face of Atlanta Hawks. I get that. But what I'm saying is, you haven't gone anywhere. You haven't gotten any better since he's been there. So why am I keeping him? Like, I need to go ahead and move off of him, bring somebody else in to make them the face of the franchise, along with DeJounte Murray, and just start over. It only makes sense. Like, what else? Okay. All right. So what would you suggest then? What would you do with this situation if you was the Atlanta Hawks?
I'm definitely trading one of them. And it's most likely, like you say, it's going to be Trae Young. I'm getting rid of Trae Young. I'm seeing what I could either get. Steve, the Spurs got any good draft picks coming up in the next 2 years? And if they do, I'm trading them to the Spurs. If not, like you said, I can see him in Phoenix. I think Trae would be a great fit in Phoenix. Now, who are you get rid of? It's either going to be Bradley Beal or it's going to be Devin Booker. I think he really works out in Phoenix because Trae can run that point and he's a shooter.
So you would get rid of either Beal or Booker?
Yeah, one of them got to go.
And keep Durant?
Yeah, I'm keeping KD. But I got to keep one of them, Bill or Booker, and I'd rather keep Booker, but I don't think it's going to work. The trade will work. I don't think they're going to take Bill. I think they want to get a little bit younger, and Booker's a little bit better at this point. So I think they're going to probably want Book.
I don't think Phoenix would give up Booker for Trae Young. I don't think that would work.
Bring him to Chicago, baby. We always use you, Trae.
You have to give up the whole team to get him up there. So you'll probably have to give up DeMar, Ayo.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you gonna have to give up.
I'll get rid of Ayo. If we got any draft picks and shit, Zach LaVine, injured prone ass can go too. Y'all can have him, and then it'll be me and Kobe White in the background. I mean, in the
backcourt. So you would keep the big man. I keep forgetting his name. Not Nurkic.
Yeah, Vujacic.
Vujacic. You would keep Vujacic.
Yeah.
Who was the power forward?
No, Patrick Williams is hurt.
Yeah, Patrick Williams is hurt. I don't know. Okay, so then you had DeMar, Kobe White, Caruso. I'm trying to think who was your 4. It was a rookie, wasn't it? Who was y'all 4?
I think it was DeMar.
No, DeMar couldn't have been the 4.
Because I think Ayo was playing the 2. No, I think Iowa's probably playing the 3. Hold on, let me look.
I'm about to look at it right now. Right now. Right now. Windy City Bulls. I know that's right.
Oh, yeah. Javonte Green. But we just picked him back up.
Yeah, it couldn't have been him because, like you said, you guys just got him back. So Kobe White. Andre Drummond was coming off the bench. It was Vujicic. Was it Torrey Craig? Nah, he came later.
Might have been, but
Torrey Craig. Got HaHa Davis. What him? Patrick Williams was hurt. Yeah, so I probably was running a 4-guard offense then. So it's probably Kobe White, DeMar, Ayo, maybe Torrey Craig, and then Vucevic. It had to be that lineup because because Jordan was coming off the bench. Lonzo Ball wasn't playing. It was either Caruso or Ayo. Y'all was probably running a 3-guard offense. So it's probably Kobe White, Caruso, DeMar, Ayo, and then Vucevic. That sounds about right. So that's why. So who would you trade out of that bunch?
All of them. No. I don't know. I think the younger Ayo and them go. But
I would keep him. I like his game. I would keep him. I would probably trade DeMar. Out of all of them, I would probably trade DeMar just to get a little bit younger and bring another younger person in. I would trade DeMar and Zach LaVine and bring some younger players in for them too.
Yeah. I like Zach healthy, but man, he ain't been healthy.
Right.
I don't know. I gotta see too if we get Ball back and what he looked like. Because that could change a lot for us.
Okay. So for the sake of argument, if you bring Ball back, what you gonna do with Kobe White?
Playing the 2.
And then push DeMar to the 3?
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, put DeMar 3 and Zach LaVine at the 3. I mean, DeMar to the 4, Zach LaVine at the 3.
And have
the only small person we got is really Kobe White.
White, yeah.
Everybody else is 6'6" and above.
That would be an interesting lineup.
We just running, baby.
Which is smart, especially nowadays. That's all people do anyway. So that'd be really smart.
So,
all right, my guy.
Boston is over.
What's the score?
68-101.
Oh, they coming back then.
They're almost down by 40 now. But I'm ready for this.
How much time left? Oh, it's 9 minutes ago. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, when the playoffs start, like, I wanted the games to be close. Like, I don't want it to be like blowouts and stuff. I wanted it to be close games. That gives me a reason to watch it. If it's a blowout, like, I'm like, I could be doing something else. But back when we was growing up, we didn't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? We had to watch these games, but it was not saying there wasn't rare blowouts because they did happen, but we didn't have a choice of changing the channel either to other things. But like now, if you the blowout, I'm changing and watching something else. You don't have to worry about it. But back then, you had to watch it because that was legitimately the only thing that was on that you could watch. But I just don't like the fact that it's blowouts in games. Oh, real quick. They were saying that, this is the last question. They were saying that there's a possibility that NBC could be buying the rights back to NBA basketball. And if that happens, then TNT will lose it. So if TNT loses it, do you think that that crew, the TNT, the inside the NBA crew should go to NBC? Or do you think that's going to be it? They're going to be over with?
I think they should move. I would just buy them out and take everybody. But I don't think they're buying out the TNT rights. I think they're buying out like maybe I guess it is the playoffs.
Yeah,
I gotta look
they
at it. I don't know if it's the finals or what.
No, it's the whole thing. Like it's gonna be like as it, like, you know how it is on TNT, like the games and stuff. It's gonna be like that on NBC. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to buy the rights. Hold on, let me make sure.
ABC, as you said. I remember I sent it, but I thought it was something else they said.
Because the way that I was gathering it is that, yeah, NBC could buy back the rights to round ball to NBA games again. So they would literally, NBC plans about $2.5 billion to offer for the NBA broadcast. So NBC $2.5 billion for NBA rights that were TNT's. So they're going to legitimately be running it like it was on TNT.
I'll go over. I mean, why wouldn't? I mean, we already got a great cast and Emmy Award winners and stuff like that. Why wouldn't you want to keep them? Why would you hire somebody else? You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. I wouldn't if I could get it. But do you think it's going? You know how things change, but
yeah, it's going to change.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. And nowadays, you know, people talk like that. So if Charles and them, they come in, hey, nothing changes. We get our same crew. Everything's the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't want no changes. If we're coming over, all of us are coming over from the top to the bottom. This is what we want. This is how you buying it. This is how we're coming over. We don't want no changes. If not, then we don't want to do it. And that's how I would come at it, you know, if it was me personally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's really about the money because, you know, they're already getting paid and I'm pretty sure they're going to be compensated well. I would be more worried about you trying to, like you're saying, trying to change something. I want it exactly the same. I know it ain't going to be called TNT, but everything else behind the scenes and how it's ran is the same as it was before.
Right. And that's how I'm looking at it. Like, as long as if they do it, they have to keep it the same. That's all I'm saying. If they can't do it that way, then it's just not going to be. Because that crew is irreplaceable. Like, they are good. They literally have great chemistry together. And so for you to replace that with a new crew, people don't like change, but I think if NBC buys it and they don't buy the TNT crew, then so be it.
Yeah.
All right, brother. You have a great time. Have a great evening. It's been a pleasure.
All right. Maybe get a next week issues. We'll try to get you a next week issues.
Yo, man, tell them to log in early. We won't have these problems.
He can hear you. He hears you.
We won't have these issues if you log in earlier.
All right, man. I'm out. About to watch this Clipper game.
Most definitely.